The time of reckoning is almost upon us. Nintendo's E3 Direct is just a few short days away. And after all of the hubbub of rumors, leaks, and predictions, we are ready to give you our 7 final big ones. The 7 Switch predictions for E3 2018. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switch Force. Gabe is here, and we talked a lot about E3 over the last month. In fact, everyone has talked a lot about E3 over the last month, but we really want to put our name and our marbles on 7 big predictions that we feel very strongly about for this E3.
Yeah, by all accounts, it seems like it's going to be a great big show, and these predictions here would only help bolster that.
We've got limited hours until E3 begins, so let's not waste any time. Our first prediction is that Fallout 3 Remastered will be announced during the Bethesda show and will be arriving on a Nintendo Switch. I think this makes too much sense. Bethesda loves the Switch. We've seen them just eschew its praise and their commitment. We have the Fallout 76 tease. Obviously, that's going to be something new and most likely online. But you've got anniversary of Fallout 3. You've got a need to put more on the Switch, and I think this one finally happens.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. Skyrim ran surprisingly well on Nintendo Switch. I had a lot of fun messing around with that port, so I don't see why this one wouldn't be just as easy of a port. They came around like similar times, for sure the same console life cycle, so totally plausible. And Fallout 3 is just clearly the fan favorite Fallout game. So since you can't bring the new edition of Fallout to the Nintendo Switch I guess we are going to make that assumption. We don't know for sure. But 76 probably isn't coming. Let's put something on Switch that's Fallout related to tide people over. Maybe a consolation prize of sorts is what I'm going with.
And it would be a pretty good prize, I think. Having Fallout portably would be a whole lot of fun, and it just makes too much sense at this point. So I think you're going to see that on Sunday.
Yes, you probably get no arguments from many people as far as that goes. Second, Zach, we're going to go with a game that has been known about for some time. We both think it's coming, Pikmin 4. This game has probably been done for a little while. They have just been waiting for the right time to unveil and release, and it feels like the right time, doesn't it, Zach?
Absolutely. I'm a huge Pikmin fan. I think there is just so much goodness to be mined from that franchise. Pikmin 3 was very underrated. It is quite possibly my favorite Wii U game. The multiplayer is a hidden gem. Jake and I had so much fun with that, and there's a great opportunity for them to bring back that couch competitive play. There is an awesome opportunity to be able to, take Pikmin on the go with you. I don't know if it sees some framework restructuring or if it maintains the exact same, but just with a different planet and different structure or a different storyline. But of all the quote surprise announcements, people have discussed Animal Crossing. I think Pikmin makes the most logical sense, and I think, as you mentioned, it could be something that is ready, locked up, loaded, and can be released this year.
Agreed.
Moving us along to number 3, we're going to go ahead and say that Super Mario Odyssey does finally get Kingdoms DLC. So many Switch games have DLC. And yes, Mario Odyssey has received DLC, but it's so bite-sized, especially in comparison to something like Breath of the Wild. We have even seen games like Splatoon 2 get not only consistent little updates, but now a big expansion. Mario plus Rabbids is getting a big expansion. Like, across the board, Switch games seem ripe for DLC, and it would be weird if Nintendo kept Mario out of that fun. And it's been a while, but this is the place to announce it. I think if it is new Kingdoms and they are referential to past Mario titles, then it is a big enough thing for your E3 Direct. And if they do, a Mario Sunshine related type area or a Luigi's Mansion type area, that's going to be a bonkers big moment. And we know that the leaks we've seen are fake and sort of those like mock-ups aren't real, but I still think the actual DLC is coming at E3.
Yeah, I low-key think that this would be like one of the biggest moments possible for this Direct, because we already know so much of what's going to be coming, and there's no like real rumors about it or anything like that. Mario has done a very good job preventing any type of leaks with this if it is happening, but it don't even make sense, right? Why wouldn't you add more kingdoms? That's clearly what people want, so give it to them.
And yeah, it's please. This is a very good one.
Yes. And Zach, if you're going to be playing all these new games, right, that we expect to be announced, wouldn't you love a new Pro Controller or Joy-Con variation to go along with that. There are some major releases coming this year with Smash and Pokemon, and a Smash Pro Controller makes all of the sense in the world. A new Joy-Con are probably a good thing as well. And we mentioned Pikmin, so some new colorways that are very Pikmin related could be very fun for Joy-Con as well.
I think this has to happen. Our game choices we're going with is Smash for the Pro and Pikmin for the Joy-Con. Maybe that's off, but there haven't been new announcements in the accessory field for quite a while from Nintendo, and I don't know why they wouldn't keep that up. There were consistent releases in 2017, and as a Joy-Con collector, I need some new ones. Pro Controller would be great as well. I love that thing, and I think they did such a great job with the Splatoon 2 and Xenoblade Pro Controllers. A Smash one would look awesome. Maybe you do go back to that GameCube control look and color scheme. And then, Joy-Con Pikmin, there's a lot you can do. There's fun colors, maybe even match it to some new types of Pikmin. That just, it makes sense. I could also see Smash getting the Joy-Con, but given the esports tournament focus of Smash, I think a Pro makes more sense here.
Yeah, I agree. My only hope is that they don't make them as limited as some of the other ones that they've made, such as the Xenoblade one. That one comes to mind, where like that one is a little bit like harder to find now, so...
Alrighty, our fifth prediction is that there will be a major Ubisoft franchise coming to Switch. Now, we have a couple ideas here, but Ubisoft has shown commitment to the Switch, and I'm going to throw a few out here. Red Steel 3, that sounds like a weird one. It's not like a favorite franchise, but Ubisoft Paris is the studio that did Red Steel 1 and 2. They're also the studio that did Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, so maybe they are tasked with sort of being the Switch exclusive Ubisoft development house, and they could be ready to reveal their next project. Not saying it comes out this year or anything, but that would be interesting. Another would be Zombie U. That game was phenomenal on Wii U. I loved it as a launch title. Since it has come to other platforms, but how cool would it be to see them reintroduce a sequel back on a Nintendo console, back on the Switch?
Yeah, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I love Zombie U, or Zombie as it is called on other platforms. Beyond that, though, Ubisoft does have other franchises that are very notable, that are probably a little more difficult to get on the Switch, but, some type of Assassin's Creed would be very cool as well. Ubisoft is probably going to step up in a big way for Nintendo Switch. They've had success in the past, and I don't see why they wouldn't go ahead and continue that. But speaking of the past, Zach, one thing that we don't think is going to happen very much is any more Wii U ports for the year. Yes, we are getting Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker, but beyond that, I think it's time for a bunch of new things. And honestly, the list is like starting to dwindle as far as like Wii U ports that would make sense. There's a couple of big notable ones that still make sense. Mario Maker and Waterfall 101 come to mind, but maybe they want to sparse those out maybe next year or something like that, just because we're about to get Captain Toad. We also got Bayonetta this year. I don't know how many more ports Nintendo wants to release for the calendar year.
Yeah, I think this one is a good bet, and it's sort of a counterintuitive bet just means they've been so committed to, like, hey, bringing back games. But as you mentioned, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is hitting in July. We already had Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and we already had Bayonetta. So that's a handsome 3. They did also bring the wonderful Hyrule Warriors. So I guess it's actually 4, right?
Correct.
Mario Maker, New Super Mario Bros., Mario 3D World, Wonderful 101. Those are the ones we hear often. But I think the calendar is full with projects that they are more proud of, more new, more want to bring to the forefront. So I don't think we get a Wii U port at E3, which would be, I think, kind of a surprise. I feel like this is kind of a prediction that maybe not many others will have.
Yeah, good.
Finally, number 7 is that Starfox Grand Prix is real and it will be revealed. It may be a 2019 title, but Retro has been MIA for a while now, and it's time. I think this is a really cool idea. Diddy Kong Racing was awesome. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is phenomenal on the Switch, and since we're probably not getting Mario Kart 9 for a long while, let's bring in a new racer. It's a great way to merge the hardcore with the new/family audience, and they love Starfox. Doing something different with his brand would be epic and awesome, and what we've heard is sort of this like hybrid between like F-Zero and Mario Kart. Sounds very cool. The story structure of Diddy Kong Racing, bosses in a hub world, I'm all for this. I hope we see a lot of it, and I hope it's coming first half 2019.
Yeah, everything we've heard about the game makes me very hopeful for what it could be. It does seem like this is the big retro game that we're going to be getting. We've heard about them possibly working on other things, but there's too many rumors about this for this not to be true. So I'm with you. I think that hopefully this gets revealed and we get to see some of it, and it's super different from Mario Kart, and it stands on its own.
Yeah, that's a pretty good show just with those 7 right there. Fallout 3 Remastered at Bethesda, Pikmin 4 at Nintendo, Mario finally getting his DLC, a new Pro Controller for Super Smash Bros., some new Joy-Con for the aforementioned Pikmin, a major Ubisoft franchise coming to Switch. Maybe it's Red Steel, maybe it's Zombie U, some version of Assassin's Creed. Bring over a Splinter Cell collection to hype up the new game. No Wii U ports at this show. Starfox Grand Prix finally getting revealed. And we've got time, Gabe, for one bonus prediction. These are our personal predictions. And Gabe, I'll let you go first.
Sometime back, we saw the very first tease of what is probably Diablo on Nintendo Switch, and I fully feel like that's happening. Everybody knows the image I'm talking about, where they have like this like Diablo light into like this like power switch thing, and everybody's saying, oh my god, they're teasing Diablo for Switch, and it feels like that's gonna happen. A ton of rumor about it, so that's what I'm gonna go with. But on top of that, probably some other ports for some other companies. I think that's happening as well. Not Nintendo Wii U ports necessarily, but just other companies bringing some older games to the Switch, I think is super likely.
The Persona 5 rumor would be pretty darn awesome. I don't know how likely that is, but if they're able to pull that off, it would be, I think, a really awesome get. I'm going to go with a new IP, Gabe. I think Nintendo has found so much success with Splatoon, with ARMS. Hey, even the recently released Sushi Striker reviewed pretty darn well. They are being more bold in their direction with Switch, and so either teasing or introducing a new IP, maybe it's not as large scale as Splatoon, maybe it is a little bit smaller, maybe it's something even just like eShop related, but I think that they bring about a new IP and continue this trend of introducing and expanding their franchises, their characters, their worlds. I think that would be super darn cool.
Agreed.
All right, guys and girls, those are our final E3 predictions. Those are the ones that we expect to see. Let us know in the comments down below how you feel about these 7. Which of them do you think are going to happen, and are there any that you think absolutely aren't? We'd love to hear your take on our list of final predictions, and we'll definitely be keeping track of how many we get right. Hopefully it's 7 for 7, but I definitely think that we could get 5 or 6 of these. It's going to be an epic show. We can't wait to be there and see you there on all of our coverage. So make sure to subscribe and stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from the Switch and the stellar E3 that awaits us. Follow us on Twitter and Discord for up-to-the-minute updates. Links in the description below. And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. We love you. For myself and Gabe, Switch Force, out.